Good evening. Please turn off your phones. Welcome to the January 4th, 2023 regular meeting of Eureka Springs Historic District Commission. I'm Dee Bright, Vice Chair. Commissioners present tonight are Marty Cogan, Maggie Haid, Judy Holden, Peter Graham. Christine Santamore is absent with notice. We have a quorum for business. The Eureka Springs Historic District Commission is empowered by the Eureka Springs Municipal Code to issue a certificate of appropriateness for alterations of exterior architectural features, demolition, and new construction within the boundaries of the Eureka Springs Historic District. The HDC uses Eureka Springs Historic District guidelines and the U.S. Department of Interior standards for the rehabilitation of buildings as the basis for our decisions. Maggie has part of it. The Commission can take the following actions on an application: approval with modifications, denial, or defer for more information. Appeal of denial may be made to the Circuit Court. Public comments will be heard on each agenda item as it is called. Other public comments will be heard during the public comment period. Are there any changes or additions to tonight's agenda? May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
I approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Judy made the motion. Peter seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Okay. We have no old business. New business, 23 Fairmont, Level 2 foundation and roof repair, possible foundation / floor replacement. Okay, is there anyone present? Would you come to the mic and state your name, please, and address?
My name is Jack Burton, 57 County Road, 2071, Eureka Springs.
Okay. Are you going to read all of it tonight, Kyle, or do you want me to, or Maggie to read part of it?
Yeah, I can give the overview real fast. So 23 Fairmont is looking to repair the foundation, repair the floor, siding, repair the roof, using similar or in-kind materials. They're also looking at the possibility of replacing the current wood floor and the block foundation with poured concrete. The house was built about 1950s. It is a non-contributing structure to the historic district. It is a single-family home currently used as weekly lodging with a detached garage, and it's the garage that they're looking to have the work done on. Staff finds the following findings of fact. In evaluating the request for the alterations at 23 Fairmont, staff makes the following finding of fact. The current garage has been severely neglected over a long period of time. I did meet with the code enforcement officer over there, and we decided that deterioration is significant enough that it has made the structure unsafe. As a non-contributing structure, the proposed work can adhere to the design guidelines, and staff does make a recommendation of approval of this agenda item, either as proposed or amended.
I move that the Historic District Commission issue a certificate of appropriateness for the work at 24 Fairmont as proposed.
23 Fairmont.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
23?
23, sorry, 23.
Everybody correct that on your little paper there. Do we have a second?
Second.
Judy made the motion. Maggie seconded. Any questions? Discussion?
Is that the garage on Fairmont?
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me that you're restructuring the entire garage. I don't understand how you're going to replace the floor without lifting the entire structure. You can't just pour concrete or put a wood flooring on the bottom
Correct.
of a garage that doesn't have means for you to put the floor underneath it. So how do you propose to do that?
Incrementally, work the corners of the building, reinforce, re-pour, whatever, the important structural stress points, footings if necessary,
So you will lift the garage?
Yeah, the building is listing to port. It's kind of 3 degrees. There's been a drainage on the left side of the garage as you look at it from the street. So that drainage issue will somehow have to be addressed too, to prevent further erosion there. So it will have to be temporarily lifted and supported while foundation work is done.
I have a question. Is the current foundation, is it already a slab, or is it a cinder block wall, exterior wall that has joists sitting on it?
It's that, yes.
That's
It's
what
a
the second one?
Yes.
And your hope is that you don't have to put a cement floor?
Correct.
And this large tree that is, I presume that's the back of the structure, how close is that to the actual?
The one in the rear?
Yeah.
Or to the right side?
How close is that tree to
There's,
The one to the rear, sir.
this one?
I don't have that picture, but it's about 2 feet away.
I'm concerned that the roots from that tree would impede any kind of new flooring you might
Yeah.
put on that.
I think there's going to be a necessitate some kind of beam there to span over the kind of the root area there to support, to support that back wall. Because it will, yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It will, the tree will tend to want to crack any kind of cement that's poured over it.
Okay, excuse me. You were out there, Kyle, right?
Yes.
Is it far enough away, do you guys think?
If he's going to pour new footings and a foundation, it is pretty close. I think Jacob would be able to determine how much damage, if any, that might cause a new foundation.
And if you have to lift the building, you would need some kind of equipment, and I don't know if there would be enough room to place the equipment in order to lift
Right.
the rotted out garage.
I just have one question, one more question. With this, the proposal is to do the foundation, the roof repair, and possible foundation and roof replacement, but that does not include the removal of that big tree, correct?
No.
Okay, perfect, because okay, just want to make sure that that's not what we're voting on today.
Sure.
Thank you.
Any more questions, comments? Or we could, I'm going to go back to Kyle for a minute. Do you think we should have, we can go through ahead and either approve or disapprove, but should we ask Jacob to go back up and have a look at it?
I think that might be a good idea.
I mean, we could go ahead and go and vote and all still, but
So I think that would be a possibility. I think another possibility would be if you want to approve an amended certificate contingent on being able to get the permits from Jacob. Yeah, he would have to look at the design and kind of the schematics of what they're looking to do in that area.
so do you guys want to go ahead on a vote on that stipulation? We can go back and put an amendment on the motion. How do you guys want to do it?
It's a tough situation. So I think the situation is if we're to expand the building further out, because you wouldn't be able to jack the building up, I think their concern is that it would affect the tree. Is that what the concern is, or?
That is one concern. The other concern is whether the tree would cause any ultimate deterioration of any kind of restoration or restructuring. I mean, I wouldn't call this a restoration. I would call it a restructuring of a garage. And if a tree is that close with that huge root system,
Just tear up the next
yeah,
floor.
that's what I'm thinking.
I hate for him to go to all that trouble and expense, and then it happens again and again.
I mean, you can't cut down the tree and
Yeah, I agree. The tree supersedes the building for sure. My original design was to eliminate the walls of the garage and have it be an open air kind of covered parking thing, which is four columns on the corners and halfway on each of the sides, and that would eliminate the crowding by the tree. But
so it would be a carport rather
Yes.
than a garage.
yes.
So that's a whole nother ballgame.
It could be built to the same, dimensions and scale of the existing structure, but it'd be open air, and it wouldn't, you'd see the tree through. It would be so it wouldn't be a foundation there right in front of the tree. It'd just be on the corner there.
Right. Right.
So should we go ahead and take a vote and then see where we are and then do further discussion?
Let me
Okay.
back up just 1 second. I just want to understand that he's asking for a COA to repair the foundation, repair the roof, repair siding, using similar materials to match the original. But we don't know about the flooring yet.
Or the foundation.
Yeah, or the foundation. So we have to
Well, from this picture, it looks as if the foundation, as if the walls are just sitting on cinder block.
Well, the request says foundation and roof repair.
Right.
Then it says possible foundation / floor replacement.
So since it's May, it could be yes or no. And so I don't think we can approve anything until we know definitively what exactly is proposed.
We could go ahead with the foundation and the roof repair, but possible foundation / floor replacement.
that's what I was thinking.
That's
Maybe
the
it's a
part-
2-item.
Is there a reason you don't want to reuse? The block foundation will still be there, though, right?
Yes. What's salvageable of it?
Right.
It's pretty rough shape.
And then the rest of the block foundation will be repaired. So if you look in the picture, the back picture with that tree, you can see the cinder blocks in that picture. And it hasn't in all these years affected the tree. So how would the pouring of the concrete, if the cinder blocks are still there, would it affect the tree?
Yep.
But I don't think it will, myself.
Yeah, I don't think it's been lifted to this date yet. It is close, but it's, I don't see the back wall being lifted up by the roots.
Right. Yeah, if it hasn't in all these years.
Right.
If anything, it's settling more
It's-
rather than it
yeah,
rising.
It's pretty much settled.
The
Right.
cinder blocks seem to be pretty much settled.
Yeah.
And the wood appears to be rotted where the cinder blocks are. So since it's a non-contributing,
I think it would be fine to go ahead myself. I'm looking at this picture, personally, I feel it would be fine to go ahead with their plans. Because we still have the cinder block that's going to be there.
but the cinder block seems to be separated.
Yeah, that one
And
picture.
that's why you're getting the sagging of the siding. So if you look at the other pictures, the settling is happening because it looks like that because of the water drainage on that lower side of that hill,
Which you mentioned, yes?
it's caused the settlement of the cinder blocks. So that,
Yep.
I think I think the method that he was planning on going with is probably trying to pour a concrete slab, bracing those cinder block walls, and then pouring the slab to enclose that space. Is that what you're thinking about doing?
Pretty much, yeah.
I guess we just don't have enough information to really to prove the work that's being done, but I see what you're trying to do, and it makes sense, but.
I mean,
It's the least thing, only thing one can do.
it's not
Yeah,
a
concrete.
historic structure, so
Yeah, it's not contributing, so.
no, I don't understand why you don't just tear the thing down and put a new.
It's my understanding that was not an option. That
Sorry?
demolition was not an option in a historic district.
Oh,
Is that an option?
We're going to let Kyle speak on this. Well, we have a motion on the table.
Okay.
So do we want to take it off? Because that's another whole question that you need to talk to Kyle about.
I mean, it's not a historic structure. We demolished a historic cabin last year because of deterioration caused by water damage of a structure, of a cabin that had been moved a couple of times and that had some historic significance to the town. This, to me, this does not have any contributory value.
I agree.
But I don't want to just talk about just the demolition here until
No,
Kyle's
that's
had
a
the
whole
chance.
other issue.
That's another
That's a whole
thing.
other issue.
So let's go back to our motion. Judy made the motion, Maggie seconded. Is there any other questions before we vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say no.
No.
Did you vote, Peter?
No, I was going to vote abstain. I just want to clarify, is it possible that we can do approval or denial of the foundation itself? Because, every building requires a strong foundation before we even consider about a roof or flooring. And if you make sure that the method that you're going to use to create a stable foundation works, then you can come back and get approval for the siding and the roofing, because
Right.
there's no point in going with the siding and roofing if the foundation
We
can't
can't
be
But
there.
that's what it
discuss,
says
we
here
can't discuss, we're voting.
Okay.
We can go ahead and vote, then we can come back, guys.
Okay.
So let's finish the vote.
It's rotted.
So I have 2 yeses, 1 no.
I'll vote yes.
Okay, I have 3 yeses, 1 no. I'll vote yes to move this on. Okay, motion passes. Now,
Ridiculous.
we can, let's go back and talk about the second thing Peter just said, splitting this and doing 2 parts. Do we, or maybe we should have just let that fail?
My suggestion would be to let this gentleman do research, see what he finds.
Yeah, sir,
We've approved
if it's
it.
okay with you, we'd like for you to go back to Kyle
Okay.
and talk about demolition, doing it in 2 parts. Those are both options. But you need to talk to him, pictures a little bit more, and our building inspector would need to write us a letter also. So I think that's where we really should leave it,
Okay.
As just suggestions.
as suggestions. Does that sound good to you, Kyle? Probably the best way?
Yeah, I think a more detailed plan would be
Yeah,
helpful.
I think a more, so really, I think we should probably just really have voted to postpone this for more information, is what I think we should really do, if you don't mind, sir.
Not at all.
So I would like to, somebody else make a motion to hold this, postpone it for more information, rescind our vote,
Okay. All right,
because I think we know what he needs to do, but it needs more information and talk to Kyle. So can somebody make that motion?
I make the motion that we rescind our original motions and
Vote
vote
for more information.
until more information is available to all of us.
Second?
Okay. Maggie made the motion to rescind the vote for more information, and Judy seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So do I have 4 ayes for that? Okay, motion carries 4-0. And then, sir, get back with Kyle, because there are some options.
Great.
Okay? If you don't mind, if it doesn't put you out too far.
Not at all.
Okay. Thank you for being patient,
Thank you.
because, yeah, we don't want to cause you a lot of extra work and expense either.
Well, my recommendation to the owners was to demolish the structure and, start again. But I was under the impression that that was not allowed. There had to be some of the original structure remaining.
No, and you
Maybe that was
get with
bad
Kyle
information.
tomorrow, and he'll explain those.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you very much for
Thank you for
being
your time.
patient. Okay. We have no consent agenda tonight. Administrative approvals are by the City Historic Preservation Officer, and there's 4, and they're all listed on our website. Commission business this evening, we're going to have election of officers. So who wants to do what? Everybody got real quiet here.
I make the motion that Dee Bright be our chair.
Well, thank you.
second.
I guess since I'm sitting as vice chair, in for chair for tonight, so we lost our chair to the city council. Those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those, any opposed? So motion carries 4-0. Now we need vice chair.
I make the motion that Peter Graham be the vice chair.
Are you willing?
I'm willing to nominate.
Second?
Okay, so just a moment, let me write this down so in case okay, Marty made the motion, Judy seconded for Peter to be vice chair. All in favor? You can't vote, Peter, so I'll,
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries 4-0 with Peter abstaining. I abstained on the chair. I mean, I guess we can vote for ourselves, but not. We have a quorum without it, so we're good. Now we need a secretary. And Kyle was our secretary, and we lost him to our preservation officer. So who wants to be secretary?
I'll nominate Marty to be the secretary.
You willing?
What's the role of the secretary?
That's the signing those piece of papers at the meeting each time.
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay.
I second that.
So Judy made the motion, and Peter okay, both of you said that at the same time.
think Peter said it.
Okay. Seconded for Marty Cogan to be secretary. All in favor, say aye. Aye. So motion carries 4-0. Marty abstains. Now we need a treasurer. And that's a hard job.
I'll
you too-
nominate Maggie to continue being treasurer.
I second that.
Okay, so Judy made the motion for Maggie to be treasurer. Marty seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? 4-0 with Maggie abstaining. So do we have everything covered? Okay. Now, approval of minutes from December 7th, 2022 regular meeting.
I so move the minutes of December 7th, 2022 regular meeting be approved.
I can't vote on it.
Maggie wasn't here.
Second.
Judy made the motion, Peter seconded. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay.
Maggie can't.
Maggie was absent, so she can't, but it's 4-0. I'm voting yes because I was here. Okay, treasurer's report for October and November 2022, Maggie.
October stands at $8,384.33. Pardon me. And November 30th, we have $8,385.02.
Do we have a motion to accept it?
Second?
No, I need a motion first.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I thought you said. I make a motion that we accept the treasurer's minutes for November and for October report.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Judy made the motion, Peter seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So yeah, you can,
I don't know if
4-0, we'll just say Maggie abstained. Okay, discussion on January 18th workshop, masonry. Kyle?
Oh, sorry. We skipped number 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. Discussion of design guidelines, fencing, addendum draft.
So I just typed up the 2022 version that we had discussed at the last workshop. I've changed a little bit for grammar, but yeah, most of it's word for word from that for your consideration, so it's great.
So you want us to vote on it?
I mean, if nobody wants to make any changes to it, or if we want to,
Do you guys
Leave it
want
open for
to take this and
discussion.
look at it and vote on it next time, or do you, was it in our packet?
Yep.
yes.
Okay, that's what I thought, I read it. I didn't have a problem, I don't know, did anybody else?
I have no problem with this.
Then we can go ahead and vote if no one has a problem.
I was going to ask if Peter, you were the one that was concerned about it.
Yes, no, with this one, something that's very important is the differentiation between the historic neighborhoods versus the non-historic neighborhoods. That way, moving forward, if someone was on Spring Street versus someone that's up on East Mountain, it'd be a variation in the guidelines, which is the important part. So,
And you weren't at our
Approve of that.
last meeting. So at the workshop, this, we had already, this got left out of our new book.
Yes, I knew that much.
And
and
so
that- But I also know
we
that
had
Peter was.
decided just to make an
concerned.
addendum
Okay,
and put
that's
it
cool.
in this book is what we decided at the meeting,
I'm
correct?
comfortable with
yes,
that.
correct. That way, yeah, that, perfect.
Okay. Then do we have a motion to accept the guidelines as an addendum draft to our new guidelines?
I make the motion to accept the addendum as part of our guidelines.
A second.
Okay, Maggie made the motion, Peter seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Thanks for doing it. Good job, Ann. Appreciate it, both of you.
Motion carries 4-0. Okay, now discussion on January 18th workshop masonry.
So I am gathering some information to put together a packet for the workshop. I've started a conversation talking about bringing in some preservation-trained masons to kind of give their input, maybe answer any questions that we have. I guess what I need from you is just to decide if the 18th is the day that we want to have that workshop. I know a couple of you have mentioned you will be gone. But yeah, whenever you want to have that, I can have that information ready to go.
So you're gone the 18th. And the next February 1st?
It's right here.
February 1st is the next one, yeah.
Yeah, February 1st would be the next meeting after the 18th.
Second, February the 2nd, it says. Anyway, that's what's on this list.
Here, this one goes.
That's last year's.
You must be looking at last.
Okay, probably.
This is
These are
Okay. Yeah, this is, yep,
ones and 20s.
sorry, I was looking at it.
So, so more like the February 15th, we should address it.
Would that work, Kyle?
Thank you.
Yeah, that works for me.
That'll work for me, sorry.
So we'll do the workshop on the 15th.
February 15th.
So
We're just going to
Oh, crud.
No, but we're just going to have the workshop.
I may be gone too.
Here's February 1st.
Should I make a motion?
I'll be here on the 1st, but I don't know because my granddaughter and my birthday's on the 14th, so I may be a Wisconsin guy. So I'll know more.
And, I mean, with it being winter, I don't think there's a huge
Rush.
urgency.
no,
Yeah,
I
so,
don't think it,
To be safe, should we just make it March 1st?
Yeah, go ahead and make the motion. to do
March
that.
1st, should we just move it to there just for comfort?
Make it to the 15th
Okay.
because I probably.
Sure.
All right, well, we're going to make a motion to move the masonry workshop from January 18th to February 15th.
Mark, oh,
That
sorry,
makes
February.
sense.
February.
Okay, and 5 PM?
yeah.
At 5 PM.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second that.
Peter made the motion, Judy seconded to move the workshop to February 15th for the masonry workshop. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries 4-0. Our next meeting will be January 18th, 2023. Level 3 applications are due Thursday, January 5th, which is tomorrow. Level 1 and 2 applications due Wednesday, January 11th. Agenda setting for November 2nd, 2022 meeting. Oh, that was copied and
sorry,
pasted. February 1st, 2023.
sorry.
I read good.
Yeah, sorry, make that January 11th, 2023.
January 11th
Or,
For both?
It's
No, the-
18th.
for agenda setting for the 18th
18th.
meeting, right?
Right.
Agenda setting for January 18th meeting,
Thank you.
2023 is what we're doing, really. Okay.
Okay.
So anybody have anything they want to put on the agendas for the 18th?
For the next meeting, just leave
For the
it.
next
But you guys won't be here. You can't put anything on.
No, I can't put anything. Okay. We have nothing to add right now, Kyle. We'll let you know if we change
All
our
right.
minds. Public comments. Do we have anyone out there that wants to make a comment? If so, come to the mic. Okay. Commissioner comments. Maggie?
No, Happy New Year, everyone. I'm looking forward to a terrific 2023.
Judy?
Just want to wish everybody a happy, healthy, safe 2023. Looking forward to working with everybody for another year or so. And congratulations to everybody on their positions. It went really nice.
Yeah, and you're going to be the substitute. Peter, do you have anything you want to say?
No comments other than Happy New Year.
Marty?
Yeah, I just wanted to acknowledge Bobby Ray, who retired recently as a city inspector. I know a lot of people didn't particularly care for the way he did things, but he did the best he could possibly do, and he had a whole lot on his plate, and I want to say thank you for his service. And also to Ann Armstrong, who recently retired as the city clerk, and welcome to Ida, who is the new city clerk.
Hi.
Welcome.
Okay. I want to thank everybody for being here. Also, I'd like to acknowledge Bobby Ray and for all his years. Sometime this year, I turn into 18 years. I've been on the commission, so I've worked with him a long time. And Ann for doing our minutes for so long. And, of course, we miss Steve. Like Judy said, she called to ask if he wanted to ride tonight.
What'd you say? He didn't want to ride.
So we will miss him. And yes, thanks everybody for doing officers, and we'll just all stick together and help each other out because it's scary, but it's really not so bad since I've been here for so long. I know it's not as bad as you guys think. So director comments?
Yeah, happy 2023. I'm excited to do some exciting things this year, and thank you everybody for volunteering to fill those officer positions. I think we're going to do some great things this year.
And do we have an adjournment?
I make the motion to adjourn.
And I second.
Maggie made the motion, Judy seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 4-0.